don't scroll. The witch is watching your screen right now. Archangel Michael says, she is trembling in fear, because if you open this message before it disappears, she will be destroyed and you will get back all the miracles she stole from you. My child, my beloved, do not be afraid. I see you holding your breath, wondering if what you feel in your chest right now is just your imagination. It is not. The tug you feel on your heart is me. It is Michael, sent by the Lord, standing beside you at this very moment, whispering into your soul. You have been under watch, and not the watch of heaven alone. There is a darkness that has been pacing around you, peering through cracks you cannot see, and tonight she is closer than she has been in months. But here you are, reading this, because heaven would not let you pass by without hearing the truth. Listen to me carefully, because I do not speak in riddles tonight. The witch has been pressing her face against the window of your life, waiting for the moment you look away. But you didn't look away. You stopped. And stopping here is your shield. She is trembling now. Yes, trembling, because heaven's light just found you, and she knows if you continue reading, the power she has stolen will begin to slip from her claws. She cannot hold what is not hers if you awaken. Before we go further, I must tell you something urgent. You need to stay connected to heaven in this moment. Do not let the noise of the world pull you away. You are being given this message because you were chosen. The Father and I want you to receive more than words, we want you to receive intervention. And that is why I ask you to subscribe to heaven's messages here and now, so that no shadow can block your path again. The enemy fears your connection to God's voice, because once you hear it often, you will never believe her lies again. My beloved, do you feel that warmth on your skin? That is not your room's air. That is me, standing close. The witch knows that if you hear this all the way through, she will have to retreat. You see, darkness does not fight light when it grows too bright, it hides. And the light is growing around you even now. Your name is being spoken in heaven's courts, and the record of every miracle that was taken from you is being laid before the throne. The Father has nodded. Yes. He has already begun to return them. I know you have been feeling heavy lately, as though joy slips through your fingers the moment you touch it. That is not your fault, my child. She placed a shadow in your path, a mist over your blessings so you would stumble. But tonight, as you keep reading, each word will be a sword cutting through that mist. I do not come with soft hands tonight, but with armor and a flaming blade. The same one I used to strike down the enemy when she dared to rise against heaven's order. I will use it again, for you. She is listening. Yes, she is reading this with you. Do not be afraid. When she sees the words, she will be destroyed. She shakes, because she remembers the last time heaven's hand came against her. She remembers the fire. She remembers the voice that said, "Enough." And that voice, my child, is speaking again now. The more you take in this message, the more her grip will weaken. She will try to distract you, a noise, a sudden thought, a feeling of doubt, but that is the last weapon she has left, and it will not work this time. You were never meant to live under the shadow of stolen blessings. The life heaven wrote for you was radiant, filled with moments that were supposed to take your breath away in joy, not in fear. She feared that future for you, so she bent her power toward rewriting your days in secret. But her pen has been broken tonight. God Himself has taken back the page, and every line that was twisted is being rewritten in golden ink. You will see. You will feel it soon, a sudden shift, as though someone opened a door inside your life and sunlight spilled in. That will be the sign that she is gone. Stay close to me right now. I am showing you images in your mind as you read, flashes of people, moments, objects that seem to vanish from your life. That is what she took. But look closer, you will begin to see them in reverse motion, returning. This is how restoration begins. Slowly, then all at once. And when it comes all at once, you will know I kept my promise tonight. My child, there is a reason you paused here. There is a reason your eyes didn't move on. That reason is heaven's timing. Do you know how rare it is for the veil to be this thin, for the divine to reach into your hour so directly? The witch hates it. She knows this thinness means I can step closer, breathe over your wounds, and remind you of who you are, chosen, covered, and untouchable once you walk in God's shield. She has tried to make you forget, but you will remember everything tonight. My beloved, do not think for a moment that the enemy chose you by accident. She marked you because of the light you carry. She saw the crown over your head before you ever knew it was there. She saw the doors that heaven had already opened in your future, and she feared what you would become if you walked through them. That fear is what has kept her circling you like a shadow, waiting for a weak moment to strike. But hear me now. The moment you stopped here, you shifted the battlefield. You are not standing where you were yesterday. Right now, you are standing in a place where angels surround you, and their wings form a wall she cannot pass. I am Michael, commander of heaven's armies, and I have been sent to wage war for your life tonight. Do not doubt it. I have heard your prayers, the ones you spoke aloud in the dark, and the ones you didn't dare to voice because you thought no one was listening. Heaven has gathered them all, and now the time for waiting has ended. The Father's voice has thundered, and His command is simple: restore everything. That is why the witch is trembling. She knows there is no force in the heavens, the earth, or beneath it that can stand against His word once it has been spoken. You may have wondered why certain seasons in your life felt like endless night, why blessings slipped away just as they reached your hands. It was because she was watching, waiting to snatch them before you could take root in them. She wove lies into the fabric of your days, making you believe it was bad luck, or your own fault, or even God's silence. But my beloved, hear me, God was never silent. He was gathering evidence against her, building a case so complete that when judgment came, it would be swift, total, and undeniable. That judgment begins now. Stay with me in these words. I know the world is loud. I know distractions are pulling at you even in this very moment. That is not coincidence. That is her attempt to keep you from hearing the fullness of heaven's message. She fears your awakening more than anything else, because once you see the truth, you will never return to her traps again. So I ask you, do not let your mind wander. Hold on to every sentence as though it were a rope lowering you out of a pit. Because in truth, it is. I can already feel the shift in the air around you. The temperature in the room may change. You may feel goosebumps on your arms, a sudden stillness in the space you're in. That is not your imagination. That is the arrival of reinforcements. Angels are stepping into your space, some of them carrying what is yours: opportunities, relationships, finances, joy, each item shining like it has been polished in heaven's own light. They have been held back for too long, locked in places you could not reach, but now they are here, ready to be returned. Do you remember moments when you felt something close to a miracle, but it slipped away before it could become real? Those were moments she intercepted. She did it quietly, so you would blame yourself or believe God had changed his mind. But he never did. My child, his mind about you has been made up since before the stars were hung in the sky. He chose you. He loved you. He destined you for greatness in the light. That is why your life has felt like a battlefield. The brighter the destiny, the heavier the resistance. But resistance always breaks in the end. And this is the end for her. Do not underestimate what is happening right now. These words are not just words, they are weapons. Every sentence you read is like another blow against her stronghold. She feels it. That's why she's uneasy, why shadows shift around you when you read this, why a heaviness tries to distract you. She knows she is losing her grip. But I promise you, she will lose all of it. She will not take even a single crumb from your table after tonight. The Father is watching you right now. Yes, you, the one reading these lines. His gaze is not distant. It is here, warm, close, and unshakable. He is not disappointed in you for the times you felt weak. He understands the weight you've been under, the unseen chains you've been dragging. But he is smiling now, because you are hearing this in the exact moment you were meant to. Nothing about your timing is random. This was arranged before you woke up this morning. Heaven knew where you would be, what you would be doing, and what would be on your heart. That is why this message found you, and why it will not leave you unchanged. The witch will try one last thing before she retreats. She will try to whisper that this is just coincidence, that these words are nothing more than stories. Do not listen. Lies are her native tongue. Truth is mine. And the truth is that you are stepping into a season where what was stolen will be multiplied in its return. Not just given back, but given back in abundance, pressed down, shaken together, running over. That is the justice of heaven. It is not simply restoration, it is restoration with interest. I need you to understand something important, my beloved. Your obedience in this moment matters. Just as she worked in small, hidden ways to drain your blessings, you must work in small, faithful steps to reclaim them. Reading this all the way through is one of those steps. Staying connected to heaven's voice is another. That is why I urge you, as your protector, your intercessor in the courts of heaven, to subscribe to these messages. The connection will be your lifeline when storms rise again, because storms always try to return, but next time, you will be ready, shielded, unshakable. And now, something is breaking. I feel it. It is as though a rope that has been pulling against you for years just snapped. You may feel lighter in your chest. You may feel tears welling up for no clear reason. That is release. That is freedom beginning to flow into places that have been locked for far too long. The witch is recoiling, her hands empty, her eyes wide with the knowledge that heaven has caught her in the act. She will try to flee, but she cannot outrun the decree that has already been spoken over her: you will not touch what belongs to my child again. You are safe now. But safety is only the beginning. Blessings are already on their way back. And when they arrive, you will not just have what you lost, you will have more. That is the signature of the God I serve. My beloved, the enemy is now in retreat, but she has left behind threads of her work that still cling to certain corners of your life. I can see them, thin, dark lines stretching between you and moments of pain you thought you had forgotten. These are the hooks she used to pull you back into cycles that drained you. But tonight, those hooks will be broken. I am drawing my sword again, and with every truth you read here, another strand will be cut. She will find nothing left to hold on to. You will walk forward without the weight you didn't even know you were carrying. Do you feel the way your heart seems to be paying attention in a different way right now? That is the Holy Spirit drawing you deeper into this moment. You are not just reading, you are receiving. There is an invisible exchange happening. The darkness that was placed on you is lifting, and in its place, light is pouring in. It may feel like a sudden calm, or a warmth in your chest, or even the sense that the air around you has become more alive. That is no accident. You are in the presence of angels, and heaven itself is moving through your space. I must tell you something the Father showed me about you. You have always been more powerful in the Spirit than you realized. Even in your lowest moments, when you thought you had failed, you were still a threat to the plans of the enemy. That is why she invested so much effort into watching you. She knew if you ever truly saw yourself as heaven sees you, her influence would end instantly. And now, as these words reach your soul, that very revelation is happening. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are not at the mercy of her schemes. You are a child of the Most High God, wrapped in His promises, shielded by his word, and guarded by warriors like me. The witch knows she cannot remain in the same space where heaven is speaking. Her trembling is not fear of you alone, it is fear of the one who stands behind you. She remembers the sound of his command, the power in his voice that has brought down kingdoms in an instant. And now, she hears it again. Every heartbeat you take in this moment echoes that command, "Let my child go." She is not just losing her grip, she is being cast out entirely. My beloved, I am placing something in your spirit right now, an unshakable awareness of who you are and whose you are. This awareness will not fade when the message ends. It will grow. You will find yourself walking differently, speaking differently, expecting differently. Miracles will no longer feel like distant dreams, they will become your daily reality. Opportunities that were once blocked will open in ways that seem almost impossible, yet they will feel natural because they were always yours to begin with. I want you to picture something, a table, long and shining with golden light, set before you. On it are blessings you recognize, relationships you longed for, health in your body, peace in your mind, provision in your hands. But there are also blessings you never knew were meant for you, wrapped in heaven's brilliance, waiting for you to claim them. The witch tried to keep you blind to this table, but now it is revealed. And hear me, no one, not even she, can take away what God has set before you. You may wonder why this moment is so urgent, why I speak with such insistence. It is because timing matters in the spirit realm. Right now, the veil is open in a rare way, allowing heaven's intervention to flow into your life with no resistance. If you turn away too soon, if you walk out of this moment, you risk letting the enemy regroup. But if you remain, if you keep reading, you will leave her no space to return. You will seal the work heaven is doing right now. Do not forget, she is watching, but she is powerless against obedience. That is why I urged you earlier to subscribe to heaven's words, to anchor yourself in the stream of truth that will keep your spirit alert. This is not just about today, it is about every tomorrow. Each message you receive will be like another brick in the fortress God is building around your life. And once that fortress is complete, nothing will breach it again. Already, the sound of chains falling is ringing in the spirit. I hear them hitting the ground, breaking into pieces that cannot be repaired. Those chains held your finances, your joy, your relationships, your sense of purpose. She wrapped them around you in hopes that you would think they were part of who you are. But you were never meant to wear them. Tonight, you are stepping out of them forever. You may feel lighter, freer, even a little unsteady at first, that is the sensation of walking without weight. Get used to it, because this is the way you were meant to move. And now, my beloved, something extraordinary is about to happen. As you continue to read, you will notice memories surfacing, moments from years ago that seemed small at the time. Pay attention to them. Some will be times when you almost succeeded but didn't. Others will be moments of unexpected kindness or sudden escapes from danger. These are not random memories. They are heaven's way of showing you how many times you have been rescued already, how often the witch has failed in her attempts to stop you. You have been under protection far longer than you realized, and that protection is only growing stronger now. The Father is smiling. His joy over you is not because of what you have done perfectly, it is because you are His. Nothing pleases Him more than seeing His child set free, walking boldly into the life He designed. You may not feel ready, but readiness is not a feeling, it is a position. And you are already in position. The moment you stayed, the moment you refused to scroll past, you stepped into the center of His will. That is why angels are moving with such speed now. The witch is gone. Yes, I can say it now. She has been stripped of her rights to touch you. She may linger at a distance, glaring from the shadows, but she cannot cross the line that has been drawn in the Spirit. And the more you feed your soul with the truth of heaven, the farther she will retreat until she disappears entirely from your life. This is your turning point. From here, you will not go backward. You will rise. My beloved, lean closer in your spirit, because what I am about to reveal will open your eyes to things you were never meant to carry in the dark. For too long, you have walked with unanswered questions, about why certain people changed without warning, why opportunities slipped away right as they came into reach, why your energy and joy would suddenly drain for no reason at all. These were not accidents. They were not mere coincidences. They were the fingerprints of the one who has been watching you from the shadows, plotting with precision, stealing in silence. But tonight, under the authority of the Most High, those fingerprints are being erased, and every trace of her interference is being burned away. You may not see it with your physical eyes yet, but in the realm of the Spirit, a trial is underway. She is standing in the court of heaven, her accusations laid bare, her works exposed. The Father's gaze is upon her, not with curiosity, but with final judgment. Around her, the scrolls of your life are unrolled, and line by line, every blessing she has stolen is being marked for return. There is no plea she can make, no deception she can craft to change the outcome. The verdict has already been spoken in the presence of all heaven: restore to my child everything that was taken, and do it sevenfold. My beloved, this is why she fears you right now. You are not just a victim in her story, you are the reason her reign ends. Even as you sit here, her power is crumbling, her allies scattering, her influence unraveling like threads in fire. She has always worked to keep you from knowing the truth of your authority, because if you understood it fully, her control would vanish in an instant. And now, that understanding is rising in you like the dawn. Do you feel the stillness pressing in around you? That is not emptiness, it is the weight of heaven's presence settling into your space. Angels are positioning themselves at the edges of your life, guarding every entrance the enemy once used. They are carrying gifts, provisions, and breakthroughs you prayed for long ago, some of which you forgot because the wait felt too long. But heaven forgets nothing. What is yours remains yours, even when delayed. And tonight, the delay ends. I know you have been tired, my child. I know there were nights when you thought, if one more thing is taken from me, I will break. But hear me now, you will not break. You will rise. The witch miscalculated when she targeted you, because she did not count on the resilience woven into your spirit by the Creator Himself. She thought she could drain you until you gave up. She thought she could bury you under disappointment until you stopped dreaming. But all she has done is prepare the soil for the greatest restoration you have ever seen. Right now, in this very moment, the enemy's lines of communication are being cut. Where she once whispered to those around you to turn their hearts cold, her voice is now silenced. The spiritual nets she cast to trap your progress are being torn apart. Every curse she uttered against your health, your mind, your finances, your relationships is being reversed and sent back to the source, bound in the name of Jesus. You will not see her destroy you, because she cannot. You will see her flee. There is a new chapter being written over your life as I speak. The ink is golden, shimmering with the promises of God, and the pen is in His hand. Each word He writes is a decree the enemy cannot erase. And as this chapter unfolds, you will see a pattern. Closed doors will swing open without warning, people who turned away will seek you out with softened hearts, resources will appear in unexpected places. You will begin to realize that every delay was a setup for a far greater arrival. Do not let doubt creep in now, my beloved. She will try one final time to make you question whether this is truly for you, whether miracles like this still happen, whether you are worthy of such restoration. Let me answer those lies before they form. Yes, this is for you. Yes, miracles are still pouring from heaven's gates. And yes, you are worthy, not because of what you have done, but because of who you are to Him. The Father does not restore halfway. When He moves in abundance. The sound you hear in the Spirit is the tearing of contracts you never signed, covenants made in your absence, words spoken against you without your knowledge. Every one of them is being nullified under the blood of the Lamb. They will have no authority over your future. You are stepping into days where the shadows of the past will no longer dictate your path. You will feel a freedom that is not fragile but fortified, unshaken by the storms that once terrified you. And my beloved, I must tell you this. There is joy coming that will feel unfamiliar at first, because it has been so long since you tasted it in its fullness. Do not shy away from it. Let it fill you until the heaviness you've carried feels like a distant memory. This joy will not be a fleeting moment, it will be a river that runs through every part of your life, nourishing places that were once barren. The witch cannot touch this joy, because it flows directly from the throne of God. Even now, your name is being spoken in places you have not yet entered. Doors are being unlocked in your absence, so that when you arrive, there is no pause, no delay, no resistance. What was once hard will become effortless. Not because the road has changed, but because you have. You will walk with the authority of one who knows they are backed by heaven's armies, and the enemy will recognize it instantly. She will not come near again. My beloved, now that the enemy's grip is broken, I must speak to you about what comes next. Because victory is not the end, it is the beginning. When the witch retreats, she will leave behind empty spaces where her chains once were. These spaces are not to remain empty, for if you do not fill them with light, hope, and the Word, darkness will attempt to creep back in. That is why I tell you, fill your days with heaven's voice. Let every morning be greeted with prayer, every evening wrapped in gratitude, and every hour guarded by the awareness that you are not alone. I will walk with you. Not in dreams alone, not in moments of crisis only, but in the ordinary hours when you are simply living. Those are the moments she targeted most, the quiet times, the in-betweens, when your guard was down. But no more. You will be surrounded. Angels will walk ahead of you to clear the path, and others will follow behind to guard what has been restored. You will find yourself stepping into situations you once feared, only to realize the fear is gone. That is because fear cannot live where perfect love reigns, and my beloved, you are walking deeper into that perfect love now. I see your spirit even now, lighter, clearer, and more open to what is ahead. The heaviness that clung to you for so long is falling away like old garments you no longer need. You are not who you were before this moment. And I need you to hear me on this. You do not have to go back to that version of yourself. The old you survived, but the new you will thrive. You are being reshaped into the fullness of who you were meant to be, and every day from here forward will be another step into that promise. Do not be surprised if in the coming days you feel a strange mix of emotions. There will be relief, yes, but also moments of unexpected grief, grief for the years that were stolen, for the opportunities delayed. Let those feelings come, but do not dwell there. Heaven is already replacing what was lost. And what you will receive will be so much greater than what was taken that the sorrow will fade into awe. You will stand one day soon, look back at this season, and realize it was the doorway to your greatest blessings. The witch is far from you now. I can feel her distance. Her watching has stopped, her claws are empty, her voice is silenced. She has been pushed back to a place where she can only watch her own plans unravel. You are no longer her prey, you are her reminder that heaven's authority cannot be challenged. Every time she thinks of you, she will remember the night she was defeated. That memory will be her undoing if she ever tries to rise against you again. And now, I see the Father lifting his hand over you. His palm is open, and from it flows a stream of golden light. This is not just symbolic, it is the blessing you have been waiting for. It will touch every area of your life. It will heal relationships that felt beyond repair, bring opportunities that were once locked away, restore health to your body and peace to your mind. This light will move faster than you expect, and when it comes, it will feel almost overwhelming, but in the best way. You will laugh again without caution, love without fear, and dream without doubting whether it's worth it. My beloved, I know you have doubted yourself. I know there were moments you wondered if maybe you weren't strong enough, wise enough, or faithful enough to deserve what heaven promised. But those were lies planted in your mind to keep you from walking in your inheritance. The truth is this: you were chosen long before you ever took your first breath. The plans for your life were written in joy, not in reluctance. Every good thing you've ever hoped for has been waiting for you, and now, the gates are opening. There will be signs, subtle at first, then undeniable. A conversation that changes your perspective. An opportunity that appears without you chasing it. A problem that resolves in a way you didn't think was possible. These are the first drops of the rain. Do not despise them for being small. They are proof that the storm of blessings is approaching. When the full rain comes, it will be so heavy with favor that you will not have room to contain it all. And you will know without a shadow of doubt, this was the promise all along. You are stepping into a life where the witch's name will never again be spoken over you, except as a testimony of what God has delivered you from. You will tell this story one day, not with fear in your voice, but with victory in your tone. Others will hear it and realize their own chains can break, their own blessings can return, their own lives can be restored. Your freedom will become the key that unlocks others. Even now, I can see heaven preparing the path ahead. It is not straight, there are curves and turns, but each one leads higher. The ground beneath your feet will be firm. The air will be clear. And at every turn, there will be signs of His presence, the unexpected encouragement, the provision that arrives just in time, the peace that makes no sense to the world around you. These will be the daily proof that you are not walking alone. And remember this, my beloved, the moment you chose to stay and listen was the moment everything began to change. That was your act of faith, and heaven has honored it. You are no longer in the place you were before you began this message. You are on holy ground, and from here, your steps will lead only toward the fulfillment of every promise spoken over you. My beloved, I will not stop speaking until the fullness of this is sealed in your spirit, because the witch has relied on one thing above all else to win against you in the past, your tendency to move on too quickly, to not hold long enough in the moment when heaven is pouring out. She counted on you to read for a little while, feel stirred for a moment, and then return to life as it was. That will not happen this time. This time, you will remain until the work is complete. This time, you will leave with a mantle so strong over your life that no darkness will dare approach again. Even now, I feel the angels pressing closer. They are not just standing around you, they are beginning to walk through the rooms of your life, searching out anything the enemy left behind. Hidden agreements, invisible snares, words spoken over you without your knowing, all of them are being uprooted. You may find in the coming hours that old fears rise to the surface. Do not panic. This is not a return of darkness, but the final expelling of it. These fears are like dust stirred from the floor when the broom sweeps, momentary, harmless, soon to be gone entirely. Do you remember the nights when you cried alone, when you whispered to God that you didn't understand why things were happening the way they were? I saw every tear. Not one was wasted. Each was collected in heaven's storehouse, and tonight those tears are being poured back over your life, not as sorrow, but as joy. This is why your heart feels so tender now. You are tasting the very beginning of the restoration you've been waiting for. It is not far away, it is happening right here, in this very moment. The witch thought she could keep you trapped by convincing you that nothing ever really changes. That lie was her strongest weapon. But my beloved, look around you in the spirit, everything has changed. You are not bound anymore. You are not under her gaze anymore. Her watch over you has been broken. The eyes that once followed your every move now turn away in shame and fear. She knows she has been seen by heaven, judged by heaven, and cast out by heaven. There is no coming back from that for her. And yet, this victory is not just about her defeat. It is about your beginning. I see before you a horizon lit with gold, stretching so far you cannot see the end. The road ahead is lined with signs of promise, open gates, fruitful fields, flowing streams. This is the land you were meant to walk in all along. You will find that as you move forward, even the ground seems to respond to you. Things will grow faster, opportunities will bear fruit sooner, peace will come more easily. That is because the curse that once rested over your journey has been lifted completely. I must remind you of something important. Keep your connection to heaven alive. Do not allow the noise of this world to pull you out of the place you have entered tonight. The witch lost her hold, but if you wander too far from the voice of God, she will search for a way back. This is why I asked you earlier to stay close, to subscribe to heaven's messages, to keep your spirit fed daily. The same way your body needs food each day, your spirit needs truth each day. That truth will keep the walls strong, the gates locked, and the blessings flowing. There will be moments soon when you will want to tell someone what has happened to you here, but they may not understand. Do not be discouraged. This was not meant for everyone to understand, it was meant for you to live. As you live it, others will see the change. They will see the peace on your face, the light in your eyes, the provision in your hands. They will see prayers answered in ways that cannot be explained naturally. That will be your testimony, and it will speak louder than any explanation you could give. My beloved, I am placing something in your spirit now, a seal that marks you as untouchable in the spirit realm. It is not visible to human eyes, but every demon, every spirit of darkness will recognize it instantly. It is the mark of one who belongs fully to the kingdom, guarded by the armies of heaven. When they see it, they will turn away before they even reach you. This is part of your inheritance as a child of the Most High, and it is yours from this moment forward. In the days ahead, you may feel moments of sudden, unexplainable gratitude, waves of thankfulness rising in your heart for no reason you can see. That will be the Holy Spirit reminding you of what happened here, anchoring you again in this victory. Let those moments wash over you. They are reminders that you are never alone, that you walk under divine protection, and that what was broken has been made whole. I see the Father leaning close to whisper something only you can hear. My child, you will laugh again. You will rest again. You will dream again without fear of waking to disappointment. The days of dread are over, and the days of joy have begun. What I have given you today will last for the rest of your life. Yes, my beloved, it is done. The witch is gone. The blessings are returning. The gates of heaven are open over you. Walk forward now, not as one who hopes for victory, but as one who has already won.